Hey everyone, welcome to another scene in Shadows of Austin. Today's scene is going to be taking place while Sabanya and Ares are in Sabanya's car on their way to get their milkshake. Um, Alice is currently separated from the group, taking an Uber to the milkshake place, which is going to be known as Shaky Shake. That's happening. And I'm gonna kick this off rather abruptly. Hey, Dysnomia, you like parkour?
Yeah.
How do you feel about doing some parkour and then accidentally flying through the back window of the side back passenger window of Sabanya's car, which is open, and just landing in the back seat?
Fuck it.
Yeah, so Dysnomia just lands in the back seat of Sabanya's car in the middle of traffic.
Aries screams a high-pitched yell, screaming and yelling in incoherent Spanish as he just kind of starts flinging and throwing punches. Not like trying to hurt her, but trying to put as much distance from himself and Dysnomia, because that is some startling shit.
Sabanya's like, that was not what I expected. Please stop throwing cans in the car.
Hey!
Why are you here? Where did you come from? Can you go now?
I came from the window, obviously. There's no need to hit me, damn.
Get away from... Why?
Get there, buckle in.
There's a click as they fucking buckle themselves in.
Just looks sad and mad like an angry bird, like that's just been like rudely accosted.
So
more profanities in Spanish.
All right, so do you think that we could know who you are since you are now in my back seat?
That depends. You got anything, how to you got anything, like, weird about you? You know, like, woojimigu, kind of like, finger waggling, kind of, woo!
The actual fuck are you?
Keep in mind, this entire time, there's a girl in the front seat who had taken off her seatbelt and is just staring at you, dressed like Alice from Alice in Wonderland, head on just leaning on her hands, which are themselves on the backrest, just staring.
Yeah, no, she's definitely on something too, because I probably am on something. I don't know. I had a brownie this morning. I'm not really sure what was in it. I just kind of found it.
Why would you do that?
Because I like to live life on the edge, and I had a gut feeling in my stomach that I should eat the brownie. It was really good. It had little walnut pieces in it, or were those pecan? I don't know.
You're already in my car, so that means you are a part of this group, at least temporarily. You are getting a milkshake with us. We are figuring out what is happening.
I mean, it's pretty simple what happened. I was jumping around doing my stuff, and like I might have like come through the window. That's okay though.
It was fun. The window was open. You didn't break my window.
See, if your window wasn't open, I wouldn't have come in. Because it's bad luck to break, glass in general. So I try not to break glass, especially mirrors.
So Alice is currently still just staring at you. And at this point in time, I get to ask the following question. Do you have any destiny?
Give me a moment for Anthony's
This is the best way Aries is acting right now. He's just like overcome right now.
Does your character have any destiny on her?
No, they have no destiny.
Okay. Part 2. I guess the next question to ask is your character currently rolling for initiative?
No.
Okay, then she's just still staring at you, like with a very like not a deadpan look, but more of that curious, but as if she's curious about something on your shoulder, not necessarily you.
Alrighty, so yeah, so Anya's going. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. No, she wouldn't do that. No, I know. Uh, Zabanya will say, "Hold on, let me just get a look at you, so that way we know what we're dealing with."
What you mean? Get a look at me? Look at me. I look just fine. I look like me.
I mean, you are very aesthetically pleasing. However, she will pull out this. She'll pull out this compact, and it's got like some copper. It's got like the copper shell and all that, like a clam shell. And because she's in the front seat, it's hard to just turn her head. So she's kind of looking at that until it gets so she can look at dysnomia. And yeah, we're gonna do. No, that wouldn't work. Actually, you know what? I do know what we can do, though. Zabanya will look over to Ares and say, "Do you think you can get a look at her? A really good look at her?"
He's still hyperventilating, looking much like this.
Uh,
But he will, after a minute, catches his breath and, all right. And, hmm.
The one thing that bites about not being changelings, you just can't look at someone and know.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of character map, basically active prime psych can detect mages, right?
Active prime sight? Is prime one of your ruling arcana?
It's my ruling arcana.
Yeah, it would. Okay, so if it costs nothing to activate, then um, it only tells if someone's using a yantra, if they're in the presence of an awakened spell, an attainment effect, or if they're in a hollow or a node.
Okay.
Huh.
What could one use to detect a mage?
That's actually what Alice was about to do. Is there's two easy ways to do it. She's going for one. She's casting a spell. Veil of Moments. She's using her Alice kind of otherworldliness, combining that with the fact that she has it as a rote. And if the person in the vehicle is a mage doing a subtle spell that cannot be seen, will actually set off her peripheral mage sight. So I am going to make an attempt at this, and if I botch this, everyone, we get to deal with paradox and call the ST. So, which Austin will probably kill me for, but let's see here if I can bring this up right. She's going to spin the reach on advance. She's going to spin a reach on her, so she can spin mana, immune to persistent, and she can use her willpower. All right, and spell factors are day, week, month. Okay, then I don't have anything to worry about. I am not going to blow for any spell factors. I'm not worried about this Nomia shooting her with magic for this, but we'll see. So, currently we're in a moving vehicle, Austin.
Someone fell through the car.
All right. Rolls to cast a spell, and dice hate me today. With 12 dice, I got no. Wait, no, ones don't take away. That's right. So one success. Spell activates, and our lovely guest in the car Dysnomia notices from her peripheral image sight something weird just happened.
Gonna kind of squint over. I knew fate brought me here for a reason. Y'all got some weird shit about you. I like that. I'm weird too. I kind of already figured with the crazy chick over there, but I didn't want to like call her crazy because I'm crazy too. So yeah, I'm just Nomia. What's up?
Wait, who is she calling crazy?
Alice
Ollie.
raises her left hand.
That is crazy. I know. I don't know you.
Oh, I'm crazy too. I just introduced myself. I'm Dysnomia.
Now that you've given us a shadow name, I am going to make. Oh god, I'm going to fail this roll.
Probably.
Yeah, it's intelligence plus politics, and I'm looking at my politics score and regretting some life decisions right now.
I should really take no politics.
All right.
It's all right, we're not ladders.
Well, we have a ladder, and that's
That's why he needs politics.
So I'm taking well, this is going to be a fail. I roll one die.
Uh-oh.
It's not a chance die. I fail. Alice has no idea who you are.
As it should be.
Yeah. She'll look. Yeah. The driver looks back. She looks at the rear view mirror and says, "My name is Zabanya."
How are you so calm?
It's not the first time an attractive woman has dived into my car.
Alice raises her other hand after that.
Me for once.
Oh man, I need to break into some more cars more often. I'm getting like complimented and not having the cops called on me for once. Like I like this.
We can fix that.
I mean, you can, but then I'll just hop out the window, find my motorcycle wherever that went, because I was driving, and then I was like, you know what? I kind of want to hop in this car. So I think my motorcycle's like on a sidewalk somewhere. And anyway, I'll just drive away.
Alice will extend a hand at this point. Alice.
I should have figured. Yep, should have figured. They'll take the hand, just kind of shake it like, yeah, I should have figured.
And about that point, they are coming up to their milkshake stop. And as soon as the vehicle comes to a stop, Alice will get out as if nothing has happened. Turns her head over her shoulder. Do you like ice cream?
Yeah? Oh! Did y'all hear about what went down the other day? That's
Alice quirks a brow.
crazy.
Stops, turns. You mean
Yeah.
with the dude?
Yeah,
You mean with the man that did the thing?
Man, okay, a lot of men have done a lot of things. They typically do a lot of things. You got to be a little bit more specific than the man who did the thing. If you're talking about the man with the sword who sucked that one dude's soul out, yeah.
Okay, we are going somewhere private.
We're in the car!
No, we're stepping out of the car.
Well, she would have said it while everyone was still in the car.
Okay,
She's not that stupid. Damn, she's got like int 2, 3. What's her int score?
I'll take that. Yeah,
I'll take it.
yes, the Tremere.
Yeah, the dude got fucked up.
How bad is he dead?
Oh.
Huh?
Is he dead? Do you know for certain?
Yeah.
Sadness. Sadness.
Yeah,
She
what
looks
the
at the others. She knows about something that happened at Concilium, and we don't recognize her. Why don't we go back to somewhere that we can consider neutral territory?
I want a milkshake.
I want some ice cream.
And it looks like we are getting milkshakes and ice cream first.
Alice nods her head. We'll talk quietly in the back.
Oh, you're getting those to go. We are not having that long.
Yeah, Oh, that shit was crazy.
What do you
And
have
then
against people
Al-
eating in your car because since a woman just flew through the back seat?
Alice just
I
starts
would
walking
rather.
inside at this point. For David and Austin, we are currently at a ice cream parlor after Dysnomia fell into the open moving vehicle.
yeah, it'd be like that
So,
sometimes.
if you guys would like to stumble into this ice cream place, that's where they are. As they walk in, and Alice is walking up to the counter and ordering a vanilla with sprinkles.
Extra thick chocolate with a cookie.
Why is everything that you bring home extra thick? She says, walking past.
Because I have expectations.
Yes, you do. I could see them.
No, you can't. He gives you a wink.
Zavanya gets fucking. She's getting. Yeah, she's. No, she's getting Reese's peanut butter cup. That's what
Sure.
she's getting.
Ice cream parlor's not that bad. Let's just go ahead and say that in the back, like sitting on one of those really, really tacky high plastic pink, it's just got to be pink, like stools. You'll see the man with no bright colors on his back, enjoying a rainbow sundae.
Uh, just as a side note, is your character known in the Concilium?
Oh yeah.
In that case, she will look over, seeing you eating your ice cream, and then turn to the rest of her cabal and +1. Points over at Copernicus. And just is standing there, quietly pointing at Copernicus.
What are you pointing at? Oh, hello.
It's Copernicus, she says quietly to them, not loud enough for everyone in the place to hear.
Vanya nods.
And then she'll go walking over to Copernicus.
Copernicus is midway between like having those little dinky like serving spoons from the mash of cold sweet ice cream and up to his mouth. He just goes ahead and looks at you, and then he goes ahead and swallows another spoonful.
Well, let's not make it awkward as he continues to eat his ice cream.
Alice is sitting across from Alice is sitting across from Copernicus, just licking her ice cream cone with sprinkles as they sit there staring at each other.
I will spritz you in the face. Stop that.
She points over at the Locomos, then I can make this weirder.
Don't.
I'm curious.
Why? Why? Be nice to me for one day in your life.
Alice pulls out her pad of paper, writes the words "one day" down, and then puts it away. Copernicus, as the secretary for Through the Looking Glass investigations, I have been authorized and requested by one of our lead detectives to talk to you in a way that is not the same as what Sabanya would do. So,
Wait,
how are you? And is the weather good?
Copernicus is just going to go ahead and shovel yet another small, tiniest a tiny teaspoon of ice cream into his mouth. Could be better. Could be worse.
We found a. She looks over at Dysnomia.
It's me.
He'll go ahead and give you a small dinky little wave with the teaspoon and go ahead and say, yeah, where'd you pick her up then? Why is it something you're bringing to my attention?
Oh, I picked her up off the street.
First of all, no one picked me up.
Oh my god.
I was not picked up like some casual stray. Okay? I just want to throw that out there. I gracefully hopped through the window into the car.
You're also
And then
overly, grossly.
And then you busted up and I told you to. So.
No,
picked
fell
up.
through the car window. I was scared.
Copernicus, we were introducing her and hoping that you might have met her before. She was apparently looks her over again. Was that Concilium?
Copernicus is just gonna go ahead and position his body so that not everybody can go ahead and see him flash this one hand sign, and he'll go ahead and flash the hand sign of the Watchtower of Thorns and simply say, "Yeah, I know her."
Oh my god.
Alice takes her hand out of her backpack that she's had her hand in for a while, and then zips it back up and sets it next to herself. It looks like a Cheshire cat.
There we go. Yeah, Zabanya's gaze isn't really on Copernicus. It's more flicking between Dysnomia and occasionally something across the street.
Perfectly normal.
Which Zabanya just straight out says, I'm glad that there are two of you around me.
Alice smiles at that. Currently, by the way, Copernicus's peripheral mage sight would be going off.
That's cool. That's cool. He's enjoying his ice cream at the moment. A man and his ice cream is not a thing to be separated willingly or quickly.
Alice will look at Copernicus. So, are the rumors true?
You would have to go ahead and tell me which rumors you're talking about, miss.
She motions at Dysnomia. If you would please repeat what you told us in the car.
I love how, you don't trust me, yet you trust this dude, and I was sitting literally, right next to him. We had a whole conversation and everything, but apparently I am not trustworthy for some...
Bro, you can't be sassy and then fall through the car and then say that we're being mean. It's not how any of this works.
That is how this works in my head, okay, dear? Thank you. Mwah.
Don't do that.
Miss Dysnomia.
Yeah, Zabanya will just say, if it means anything, I have not questioned your credibility.
See, thank you.
And Miss Dysnomia, I at no point in time trusted you any less than I trust him. She says, looking back at him.
Then shit, apparently you must think really less of him if you're having if you trust us about the same or so and have to, I don't know. Anyway,
at
they're
this
talking.
point that Copernicus's little cup of ice cream goes ahead and bottoms out. do you guys want to take this conversation someplace we can go ahead and speak more freely?
No, I will.
Yeah.
I will do. No, I'm gonna say
Yes,
this all
gladly.
sneaky like. They're talking about the World of Warcraft character class. Doing what the World of Warcraft character class does normally, or what their big leader did. You know, the
Oh, you're
Lich
talking
King?
about how the fucking
Yeah,
Lich
yeah,
King
yeah,
went
yeah.
ahead and ganked a newbie.
Yeah, they did. Well, I mean, I wouldn't
Kinda
say it was a
nerd
newbie.
shit. Wait,
Well,
Kinda
Smurf
nerd
account.
shit.
I play a
Say the
lot of
Nerf
Overwatch
account.
and I'm feeling
no,
particularly
you're
good.
nerds. What
I'm
are you even saying? Like,
You're the nerd. You've got glasses on. Damn.
my glasses make me look cute.
Adorable,
Say so,
actually.
nerd.
Thank you.
Okay.
Puts up an L on his forehead. Okay. Face
Alice,
away.
Alice will hold up her hands. Alice will. Copernicus, if you don't mind, we probably should take this to a less crowded location. Would you mind coming back to our office?
We can grab him too. Points across the street.
She looks out the window. Oh,
Who in the nine hell? What the fuck?
Yes. Yes.
it's Solomon.
Yeah. It's
I'll-
Solomon.
I'll go get him. She
Looks-
says, getting up, kind of crawling over everyone to do so, still licking her ice cream cone as she walks outside.
Now that Solomon has been pointed out, the Vanya is sending Ares for a fucking response.
What is Dysnomia's preferred ice cream? Sorry. What is just? If you don't want to say, that's cool.
I ain't even know I was muted. My bad. Like, I responded and everything, and then I looked over when you said that, and I was like, oh man, I got that whole muted sign. Their favorite ice cream is sea salt caramel truffle.
Well, you know what happens when somebody goes ahead and randomly selects an ice cream for you, and it's just your preferred one, and you just go ahead and accept it simply because you're on the path of thorns? That's what's happening right now.
They're just gonna take it and be like, hey, I see fate got your bag too. Hey, fist bump. Kind of reach over and just kind of like,
In the natural hell.
Solomon,
Does someone addressing him?
that would be Alice.
Ah. He looks up from the phone.
Yep, it's Alice, looking young and effervescent, deceptively so as always.
Greetings, Alice. This can't be a good omen.
Oh, you're the only normal one here. It's a wonderful omen.
She'll nod back at the ice cream place where you can see the rest of her cabal sitting around with people. She'll motion at one of the cars. We were just talking about going back to the office and having a more private conversation. It looks like we have some newcomers.
I see. So a meet and greet type thing?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Ares was talking about you again.
I see.
I really
Well,
He seems uncertain about who's going to win your length or girth contest. She says, walking with him towards
okay.
the ice cream.
I'm rolling my wits of composure right now. I need to hear that. You just fucking need to hear that. Because y'all are across the street, I'll take like a -3.
Twa.
as they're crossing the street, he just mutters casually, well, I'm confident in girth, but I guess it all remains to be seen.
Oh,
She,
so
she will quirk a
Oh
brow at
my
that.
god.
yeah, she made it. And Zabanya says, he looks at Ares and says, "It seems that Solomon is."
You got cut off. Tim.
Him.
Oh, I think we lost Tim.
Confident.
About.
Oh, my bad. I didn't catch all that.
I didn't catch what you actually said. You said
Oh.
confident about something, and then you trailed off.
He seems very confident about his length and girth.
What are you even talking about?
At that point, Solomon and Alice come walking in.
Ares adjusts his glasses in a very hipster-like fashion.
Uh,
You
Copernicus.
mean in an endearing fashion?
In the back, Nomia's just like, no.
Copernicus, dysnomia.
And Zabanya's basically going to back up from Ares and kind of sit down and gives her milkshake like she's sipping tea.
This is a friend of mine, Solomon.
Solomon nods in turn at everyone and simply says, "Greetings, everyone."
Copernicus gives the smallest wave with the smallest serving spoon. It's pink, of course.
If you're okay with relocating to the more secure location, we can leave immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Music.
She'll turn to Zabanya. I'll ride with Solomon this time.
Looks to Ares. Looks back to Alice. Understood.
He's
As
all
long-
yours, she says, walking away with Solomon.
Oh my god.
And they're off to his car.
So she'll look as soon as they're out of there. She will take a deep breath, let it out. Oh, today is just going to be a great day, Solomon. I promise you that. She says, getting into the vehicle.
What exactly are you doing? You're doing something.
She'll nod her head. Prepared for the worst.
But you don't have that intensity of preparation. There's more mischief there.
When am I ever prepared? And I guess we get all of this crowd down to the office.
I'm trying to decide if Zabanya would do something crazy.
The answer's yes.
Yeah, yeah, as they get into the car, she'll just say to Dysnomia, "You wouldn't be particularly given to stealing my car, would you?"
Do you want me to steal your car?
No, but I do
Why?
want you to drive to our destination.
I don't know this woman.
Since I'm stealing it, can I break speed traffic laws?
I want you to act natural.
This is why I drive a motorcycle. Fucking takes the keys, hops their happy little ass into the front seat.
Crash
Yep.
silent.
Copernicus is grabbing shotgun.
Oh no, this is Zabanya's car. She's taking shotgun.
Alright. Go ahead and intercept Copernicus as he tries to grab the shotgun. Just has a little bit of a humph to himself. Goes to the back seat.
It's in the back seat. Angry as hell. Playing Candy Crush.
Oh, ho, ho, yeah, boys. just rubs their hands together like, ha 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 ha. Evil
Could you
chuckle and
please go
everything.
ahead and, like Fergus says, could you please go ahead and turn it to 94.5, please?
No, we don't listen to my music. The aux cord.
Steal my car,
It's
dude.
not your car. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
this is my car.
Yeah, but I'm stealing it, remember?
No, I said you're not stealing my car. You're driving
Bro,
it.
like 10 seconds away from me, like actually walking back. Like,
Locks the door, starts the
God damn it.
Fergus is just go ahead and like get his safety belt on. Like,
Click. Start saying the Lord's name, the Lord's Prayer in Spanish.
Oh no. But
Redeemos.
For
How
all-
about
for all of their jokes and teasing, they're actually a very safe driver, especially with other people in the car. So they do not break any traffic laws. In fact, they drive at exactly the speed limit.
Zabanya, Ares knows what it looks like when Zabanya has found someone that she is interested in and is taking notes on their psychological profile. She probably did it to both of her cabal mates.
There's a seething anger that only she knows.
And then for about 5 minutes after driving peacefully and with the law, they slowly start increasing the speed. And increasing the speed. Then it's about 10 miles over the speed limit. Might have run a red light. It's okay.
Zabanya is pretty eerily calm-faced the whole time.
Looks to the left, looks to the right.
Copernicus has his earbuds in? Ain't nothing but a hound, no.
Oh my god.
And then when they get there, they'll just kind of. Hi guys, we're here.
Steps out.
Clicks. Ka-chink, ka-chink. That's the sound of him leaving the car.
That was fun. We should do that again sometime. I think I only read it on like 2 red lights, which is significantly below the normal amount of red lights that I run. But I'm not so used to cars.
I am trying my hardest to trust you. Please don't ruin it. Thank you.
You can trust me just fine. I have fate guiding my hands and everything.
No, when you say just no.
Alice is standing up on the second floor of a of a like 2-layer strip mall. She's with Solomon next to her, looking down at you guys. Points over at Ares, looks over at Solomon, says something, and then motions for everyone to come on in. For Solomon, what she said was, he's going to freak out about the fact that I just pointed at him.
I'll be sure to amuse you with further pressing that stressor.
This is their friendship. So anyways, the office inside is, when you come up to the door, it says, "Through the Looking Glass Investigations," in bright stained glass window kind of coloring. Inside is an office. There's 2 desks, some filing cabinets, a water cooler, a little kitchenette, and another desk kind of facing the entranceway that Alice is sitting behind. As soon as the first person walks in, she presses a button underneath her desk, and you hear film noir music begin playing. That kind of smoky jazz that you'd expect. And who's the first one to walk in?
We'll say it's Ares.
And Solomon's already slumped in a big chair.
I think Copernicus is going to go ahead and try to enter with dysnomia, simply because it's a stranger that he knows, and the stranger he doesn't know. He'd rather be the stranger he does know.
And into the building came the boss, tired, angry, distressed. He hung his jacket on the hook only to watch it fall to the floor because luck wasn't with him today. Or maybe he's blaming his secretary, who was narrating at him as he continued to walk by the desk. The middle finger promptly raised in her general direction. Soon
Who's
after
that?
came prospective clients, a man of science and a lady of fate, walking through the door, giving an odd look at the person behind the desk in front of them, narrating in their general direction.
I ain't giving you no odd looks.
Just looks.
We got Smokey in here.
Solomon would already be smoking, unless told otherwise.
Can you please put that out? Thank you.
Goes ahead and points at Solomon, and that's why I asked.
I guess he doesn't like men who smoke.
No, I like my life, and I don't like stage 4 lung cancer. Thank you.
Ah. I guess, for those who don't have fate guiding them, that is a freak out thing.
Solomon does
Shrugged.
put it out, but he seems massively confounded by all of this.
Welcome to Through the Looking Glass Investigations, the secretary said behind the desk.
Howdy.
You might wonder why we brought you here.
Oh
so that we could have a more thorough discussion away from the eyes of sleepers.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I've heard of you before. Copernicus. Recently arrived to the city?
Goes ahead and nods. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Alice. I'm the secretary here.
As you have introduced yourself,
No, that was the narrator.
he goes ahead and nods. If that's how you choose to go ahead and introduce yourself, he goes ahead and repeats again, knowing that there are several ways to go ahead and introduce yourself, both in the physical, the figurative, and the metaphysical sense.
I don't believe I know which order you serve.
I don't serve many orders. I'm a member of the Free Council.
That's a sigh.
If you want a proper introduction, please ask. And I will give it.
She smirks. I'm a member of the Mysterium. It's a pleasure to meet you, Copernicus.
He goes ahead and says, Copernicus, the Free Councilman, originally from New Mexico. It's nice to meet you, Miss.
Alice.
Miss Alice. He goes ahead and tries to correct himself.
And we've already been introduced to Snomia.
What's up?
She looks to the others. This is why I guess I'm going to be the secretary forever. She motions at Ares. This is Ares. Motions at Zabanya. The young woman over there is Zabanya. And I've already introduced you to one of my friends, Solomon.
It's almost like we've met before, Solomon. I'm the better silver ladder. He smiles.
Whoa!
Bites tongue. Bites tongue. Bites tongue.
Oh, just let him say that about you?
Solomon just leans in, and he's still his mind is still on the first thing, and he just goes to it and asks, looking at Ares, so you pull on the threads of reality and can make and unmake yourself, and you're worried about cancer from smoking.
Yeah. I hear cancer's painful. Like being second best.
Alice is going to motion at Dysnomia. I believe they're about to have what Ares was calling earlier a dick measuring contest.
Yeah, they're probably trying to figure out who's going to be on top and who on bottom.
Zabanya asked that earlier.
Hey! Kind of looks over at somebody and just like did the A. Twin Myers got an A.
If you
Just
don't,
like this, huff
So-
and a puff. Like I did this and I deserve this. This is my hubris.
Curious for his part is going to go ahead and grab a part of the wall to himself so that he does in the middle of these two.
Solomon just shrugs and
Just sighs. Is like next time.
just
Dysnomia, are you passing through or just planning on staying?
What I usually like to do is I like to stay wherever fate brings me for about a year or so, and then I carry on. So I'll probably be here for about a year. I got myself a nice little apartment. It's very nice, fresh. The basement, I like it. I'll probably be here for a bit.
She'll nod her head.
Excellent.
Are you also a member of the Free Council?
For me.
Mysterium ain't bad folk. Caperius goes ahead and says. Some of those people who are responsible for finding and discovering a lot of sacred sites out in the desert.
Considering she's a member of my order, I find this to be highly fascinating.
Your order? Damn, it's not our order. It's your. Okay, I got you.
That's
She-
that silver
she-
ladder, right?
She's grinning at that. Well, as recognized by the local concilium, at least.
Concilium can suck it.
Ooh, sassy.
Because after what that director, whatever his face director dude said the other day, I ain't really so sure that it's even worth it to be part of the Concilium. It seems
And
he's trying to pit everyone against each other.
Are you
We all
talking
have-
about the auction?
No.
Oh no.
You
He
say-
goes ahead and gives Titsonia more of the floor. Go and tell it, sister. Go and tell it.
She
Tell on the
will
mountain.
bow deeply to him. Thank you, dear. So, as we all know, during that little mishap at the Concilium the other day, when they invited Red up and, Death Knight, he didn't even name himself Morgraine or any of the other cool frickin' Death Knights. He just named himself Death Knight, whatever, okay, I guess. Not even Ner'zhul. Ner'zhul was a pretty cool Death Knight. He was the first original, fucking Lich King. Anyway,
Bitchin'.
thank you. Anyway, so after he did all of that, and the soul was taken into the sword, fucking bitch got Frostmourne, dude. He's got fucking Frostmourne. Oh, hello, Iki. Sorry. That was weird. So after that, let's see. He then went on to state that if any of us saw anything odd or weird, to go ahead and tell the Guardian to, and not just anything weird out of the ordinary. No. Weird or out of the ordinary amongst your fellow mages. It's turning into a, hey, you spot something? Go tell the authorities, go tell the police. And I'm not sure if a lot of people know this. I have a knack for history, being part of the Mysterium. Hey. But there were several unfortunate times in the pasts of human history where leaders would tell the citizens to, hey, spy on each other, spy on your neighbors, look for anything odd, look for anything weird. And it created this very unpleasant sewer of, distrust and all sorts of other unpleasant things to keep everyone kind of pitting against each other. Hey, are you a Tremere? Or are you a Tremere? Am I a Tremere? Well, Seems
you a
I must go. No, I'm not.
You a Tremere?
No, I'm not. I don't like souls. Him. I like doing stupid shit and smashing my face like into problems, which need more finesse. But I'm just gonna slap my face against it. But anyway, so that is what he's doing, and it's just a very. It's not good. You
Alice,
see, because if everyone, if all of us, all of the little people, all of the mages who aren't really super powerful or who have been here for a while are all fighting against each other and, all trying to find some dirt on the other to go tell the Guardian, well then, who's going to oppose him as he sits at the top and is all pretty and prim? Like, nah, I don't want to fuck with the Concilium, not with a dude like that at the top. Like, go and tell him I don't give a shit. But, hey, he's up to something. That much is kind of obvious. Unless I'm just looking into it and he misspoke. But I highly doubt he misspoke. Everything he does is for a reason. He put on that show of killing Red for a reason. He wants everyone else to fear him.
Alice is laughing, by the way, by this point.
Does Nomi just going to casually flip her off?
She shrugs.
Preach it.
Now, ladies, continue with your story.
Oh no, that was about it. Like after that, I left. I went home. I was tired.
Do you wish a different version of the accounts of the Concilium at that evening?
I mean, they seem to trust you a lot more than they trust me. So why don't you go ahead, buddy?
Well, you went ahead and pinged all the major points, at least the important ones. I'm just gonna go to a lot of minutia. He goes ahead and grabs the bulk of the agenda to himself. It was during the Concilium gathering of last night when the moon was a quarter wane, as denoted by several tharsises.
Alice is currently writing down what you're saying.
Of course she is. That's why Copernicus is giving much more detailed account, because obviously they came in to go ahead and give a bit of a testament here. That's the only reason he understands that he was brought here. But he goes ahead and continues in a matter-of-fact way, as if he's done this many, many times.
Once Copernicus finishes his...
I'm not done.
Oh, no.
He goes into it. He simply goes ahead and says, it was, counting by the minutes, reports from the director of movements of the seers within this city that there may in fact be a conspicuous transportation of materials, whatever it may be, and that the Arrow was instrumental in trying to spearhead against those endeavors. They were not completely successful, and they lost one of their own. One of the Arrow, by the name of Red, he goes gestures towards Dysnomia, saying that, this is the same kind of Red. A Tharsis was instrumental in that operation. However, it was soon revealed by the director that this Red was in fact not who he ought to or seemed to be. Seemed as if he unnaturally extended his life through soul-draining magics, and was revealed in front of the entire Concilium. He was not necessarily put on trial, although the informality of the whole gathering could be considered a trial, and as such, his soul was eaten. He goes ahead and says, as if directed by some divine mandate or divine inspiration, by the weapon wielded by Death Knight, a master of the path of the Iron Gauntlet within the Free Councils. Besides that, there are other minutes. Minutes of ethereal beings haunting the area. minutes of perhaps you should go ahead and make sure that everybody that was within your own little circle is indeed who they say they are. But he goes ahead and again gestures to Desimonia. Desimonia has already given her opinion about the matter, and I will not go ahead and expand upon it. I'm simply here to go ahead and give you what you have asked for, even if you did not go ahead and use words to ask them.
So a red scare.
Ping.
Pretty normal for the director.
Now, if you're done interrogating us, not that this was an interrogation, no, I would never use such a harsh word here. A simple conversation between peers, correct?
Correct, mundo.
Then I will simply accept it as such.
Which means you also get to ask questions if there's any.
Of
I
course.
have no questions at this time. However, looking at Aries, what is your name, sweetie?
Aries.
He goes ahead and extends his hand. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you.
He shakes your hand.
One strong up and down, let go,
Mm-hmm.
and he finds his way back to the wall.
So, since we have so graciously invited you here, you have questions for us, myself and my compatriots. He'll
I
take a
guess.
moment and scan the room.
I guess names, orders, paths. And if you don't go ahead and feel like giving those intimate details, you can go ahead and give a pass.
I will say I am Aries of the Obramos, the latter.
The path of mighty all the way. He goes ahead and gives a fist up to heaven.
Yep, fist bump.
I am Sabanya of Pandemonium and a guardian.
Hence why I found this entire conversation funny.
So, consider the guardians aware of your presence.
So I'm gonna be found in a ditch dead in the next couple of days. It was nice meeting you guys.
Listen.
Would you like any particular hymn sung at your funeral?
Never been particularly religious. If you could send me out with, I don't know, like a Fallout Boy song or maybe like Five Finger Death Punch, don't really matter.
Nah,
We
we're
can
gonna
make
get.
arrangements.
We're giving you Amazing Grace because
Oh, disgusting.
Adrenaline.
Huh?
That's the name of the song, Adrenaline.
What song? Oh, that I'll be sent out to?
Yeah.
Alright, I can deal with that.
If you would like any particular symbol over your particular grave, that's totally and utterly hypothetical at the moment, right? Please state it.
Can I get a giant, and I'm talking like massive, like taller than I am, statue of this, and they'll fucking just make they'll flip the bird.
Depending upon the funds within your estate, I believe that could be made possible.
I have a decent amount, and if not, I mean, I don't think you really mess with fate like I do, so I'm not sure you'll just be able to win the lotteries, because that's how I just pay my bills. I don't work, I just win the lotteries a lot.
Alice takes a seat at that, giggling.
But yeah, that's how I want to go out. And that's what I want to have over my hypothetical, of course, grave. for speaking out against our oh so magnificent director,
Oh.
of a guardian.
Well, a guardian and a curator.
Oh,
Vargas is just going to go ahead and shake his head. If the director is so shaken to his core by the loose words of those of us who have no influence or power, that would tell me a great many things about not only his character, but his actual strength.
The Free Council is fairly well regarded in this concilium. They do hold a large degree of power thanks to Death Knight.
And of course, the fantastic proliferation of the new ideas of government and liberalism within not only this country, but within this capital.
Alice will just shrug at that. Sometimes there are those of us who are asked to do things. I haven't been ordered to make anyone disappear yet.
Because Ed waves a hand. Was not speaking of such. Fucking laughing over there.
I'm sorry.
I was not speaking of such covert means. I was speaking of simply the way the masses and humanity have reacted to the lie and how they may be steered and directed towards better purposes. Don't get me wrong, I will believe whatever you go ahead and tell me about both your abilities and your expertise in the matter of. He goes ahead and waves his hand. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what your duties and responsibilities were.
To the Concilium, the Mysterium, or our Cabal.
Whichever one you go ahead and choose as an identifier.
I'm a secretary.
your secretary was just talking about getting rid of people, so obviously you have been better than that, honey.
Being able to discreetly go ahead and push people off the premises is definitely a skill that requires a bit of tact.
She nods her head.
Aggressively. Depends on the day.
Alice gives Abanya a look. Like, really? Oh yes, I am going to push someone off with my... I'm not Ares.
This is true.
Copernicus is currently looking like outside the window, opening the blinders for a little bit, noting like how far down a fall it would be.
I mean, if I was going to do that, I would have done it already. He gives a wink to Copernicus.
He returns it, his thick eyebrows animated for a brief second.
Alice will point at Zabanya. She's the scary one.
I'm not really that scary.
Then breathe.
You're just weird.
She says she isn't. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, it's all good. She'll say, my specialty just lies in finding things.
AKA being weird.
Being able to find things and discover things is often very, very important for those of us who wear masks, perform duties.
Not only that, I like to understand people.
And what are you getting from me?
That's an interesting thing. There's very little that I'm able to draw from you so immediately. For someone as open as you, you do a very good job of hiding much of your true self.
Would you not consider that a talent to be fostered? both within your own order and against those who would see tyranny against us.
That could remain to be seen. It can be a positive quality if used in a positive manner. However, if not, then, well, there won't be. This is not an analysis of your character. Far from it. Just an observation based on your demeanor.
So
Of
go
course,
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, she'll say, of course, I could be 100% wrong. I have been before.
Who knows? Obviously, my true nature will become quite apparent and naked to you as we go ahead and interact with more in this particular concilium.
That is the hope.
As for me, I have been in the desert. I have been on the frontier where Sen lifts his hands. Orders, conciliums, they change by the winds. The strongest and longest concilium that I've ever been in part with happened to be the Council of Ren, wherein we had a little bit of trouble with some ghostly aspirations, but with a few good shots, some gunslingers, and a big old sledgehammer, we were able to go ahead and safely exercise those lingering shades.
Certainly good that they're no longer a threat.
Goes ahead and nods. He goes ahead and points to Solomon. And you? Haven't heard a lot from you.
Oh, just a lowly warlock, part of the ladder dictatorship. He smiles tiredly.
And obviously, you're going to go ahead and keep your opinions of our particular hierarch and director close to your chest until it is otherwise needed, correct?
I may or may not be the director's apprentice, but again, nobody should in any way feel panic or threatened by it.
Alice is going to go ahead and quickly stifle Demeter's like, oops.
Ares just chuckles like, there he goes again.
Snowy was just gonna make a peace sign to everyone, like, it was fun.
Shh. You're not gonna find yourself in the grave. We're already full up with funerals as it is. Booked up from till next Halloween.
Although, if one were to want to find you, how would one do so?
Why are you asking?
Alice is just dying of laughter at her desk.
You remember what I said, working on being, like, social? This is what I meant.
It is me being so. Asking if it would be possible for myself and Samia to speak again. I was trying to be charming. That aspect failed.
No,
Fergus is gonna whisper into the Snowy ear. She's charming. It's fine.
Just kind of stands there awkwardly for a moment, and then just kind of squints and leans forward. Like, okay, what kind of meeting? Like a talking, friendly meeting, or like I kind of want to get in your pants, possibly down the line meeting, or.
He will whisper to Zabanya, smile. You're giving that pants stare again.
Zabanya will get a soft smile on her face and she'll say, I suppose that would depend on what you would want. In your pants is not quite what I was thinking, though if we can see. She'll shrug.
Nah, like, if you don't want to get in my pants, I don't really care. I'm just like, I particularly, ooh, I got a message. I particularly am not good with the whole like flirting shit. So I didn't know if this was what that was because you called me cute earlier, and then you were like, hey, so where you fucking stay at so we can meet up, and I'm like, what? So I didn't know if that's what this was or not. I'll give you my number though, not like the address to my house, not yet, because like y'all kind of weird. I'll give y'all my number though.
I was honestly mostly expecting for you to say, finding me is a challenge, and here's my number.
You see, that's some smooth stuff, and I'm pretty sure like any other acanthus probably could do that, because that's typically like our
Shtick.
stereotype. Yeah, shtick. Our
Alice
shtick.
is behind Dysnomia doing this, shaking her head no and doing the cutting motion.
I'm pretty sure the other crazy ass one in the building's behind me doing something fucking weird. I'm expecting bunny ears, but I ain't really gonna turn around and look. But anyway, like most acanthus, like 99% of us, we're like smooth and shit. We're like, hey girl, how you doing? Let me get your number, hey. But I ain't like that.
How many words per second are you speaking right now? A lot. Believe me, a lot. You're smooth.
Right? Like that's all you have to do. You just have to kind of keep talking really, really, really fast, and they like trip up, and you don't know what to do anymore. And you're
The
just
idea
going,
is to go ahead and speak as much as possible, so at least some of the meeting goes ahead and gets passed through. Even though if you're speaking of complete nonsense, you go ahead and seem more eloquent than possible. Right?
It's not how any of that works. It's just like
I don't really know. I'm just good at. I'm not even really good at shooting things, but yeah. Nah, but they'll just kind of pull out like it's an old receipt, and they'll just like rip the receipt in half and like write their number on the back, kind of hand it off to Zavanya.
Excellent, thank you.
Not a problem. I hope you don't like send me odd messages like all throughout the day.
What do you consider odd?
Pictures of dead bodies.
Noted.
Yeah, you look like that the person off of Bones, so I'm like really hoping I don't get pictures of dead bodies.
You won't get pictures of dead bodies.
Aight, sweet. Anybody got pets here? Like, anybody got like a favorite cat or something at home? This conversation kind of went like, I don't even know. It's like fucking silent now. Who's got a cat or like a dog or I don't know, like a lizard or something?
Aries will get off her Tinder. They're furiously swiping.
How do you be on?
I thought he was gonna be on Grindr.
Yeah.
He goes like, I have a dog.
Oh, that's adorable.
Anyone else? Like,
Animals don't like me,
Why is
so
that?
don't try.
Why is that? You have a very charming disposition.
Oh, you don't lie to me about nothing like that.
Was I
But no,
lying? He kind of curves his eyes.
I don't have. I used to have an animal, a dog, back in New Mexico. Real loyal. I left him with his niece and his. Excuse me. I left him with her aunt and her uncle, two of my old friends that really adored the animal, because I didn't feel like bringing her over.
me as a kind of cat person. Because, I mean, cats are really low maintenance. You just kind of feed them every once in a while and, like, put some water and, like, have a litter box and they're good. Unless you get, like, one of those who need cuddles desperately, in which case you're fucked.
I don't understand cat people. Dogs are the most loyal creatures on this God's green earth.
So are cats. Have you, like, ever honestly dealt with a cat before? Because they are insanely, like Like, they might not be all up in your face like a stalker. Okay, actually, they kind of are a stalker. Have you seen hmm, like on like pictures where people will be sitting in one room and their cat's like across the room, and then when they move rooms, their cat follows them? It's their kind of way of saying, "Hi, I am spending time with you because I enjoy your presence, but you and I both have personal boundaries, so I respect that. So I'm going to stand over here and just kind of be in the same room with you and enjoy my time in the room with you and not be all up in your face." You see?
Cabarrus goes ahead and shakes his head. I don't quite understand that. I used to go ahead and like have a friend with a black tabby. Every time we were in the room, it's like we were in the competition to be the most standoffish asshole in the room.
See, I've had the opposite. A friend of mine had a black cat. It was a stray that just kind of wandered into his house one day. And this cat was very gorgeous, don't get me wrong. Green eyes, black fur coat, very, like, fluffy. He was a fluffy bastard. And his name was Mufasa. Mufasa he was so sweet. But the thing with Mufasa is that he had limits. Like, I know I went over to their house pretty much every day, and it took months of being at their house every day for Mufasa to actually ever run over to me. And, like, even then, I wouldn't be able to touch him, but he would sit beside me on the couch. Wouldn't be able to touch him still. And then ever so slowly began to work up, and I was able to pet him. But of course, he had a limit. I could only pet him so many times before I was hissed at and bitten. But it was still progress, you know? And, like, a lot of cats are like that. It's not immediately like a dog, like, oh my god, there's a person in my view. Like, you know, it's more low-key. They're like a person with extreme, like, social laws. Oh, shit. What are they doing? With extreme, like, social laws and odd behaviors that you gotta deal with, you know? Yeah.
Solomon is looking more and more exasperated, and he just interjects. You are wielders of the threads of existence, and you're discussing fucking cats.
These are important questions, good sir.
Okay,
I'm sorry you don't find the value in the loyalty or the affection of a simple creature with you.
I
He
like
rubs the
getting
bridge.
dog kisses. They make me smile.
He goes ahead and points at Aries. There you go. Right there. That's the most truthiest truth thing I've ever heard.
So does Namia kind of stops for a moment and looks over at Solomon, and she goes very seriously now. So are you saying that simply because we had our awakening that we are no longer people, and that we can no longer have the simple joys that a regular person would have, that instead we must take upon this, admittedly, a new social and personality switch that has been dictated to us because of our new station, and not be able to just be regular people?
Snap,
If you require dog licks to cope, then fine. Get your dog licks and your cat chats as much as you need. But that being said, yes, you should start thinking a lot more about bigger questions, such as once you will have the power to shape reality, how do you intend to shape it?
Why? None of us asked for this, so why do we have to switch to something that we didn't even ask for?
Because
she makes a point.
you have awakened. Not having asked for awakening does not change the fact that it comes with responsibility.
Responsibilities that have been dictated to us by people from higher positions.
No. Don't excuse yourself that the man is out to give you responsibilities. You're not a victim, honey.
Solomon.
You have responsibilities by virtue
Ooh.
of ethics, by simple,
Snaps those
traditional
fingers.
ethics. Just like humans should not fuck up the planet because they have the power to fuck it up, so too
Solomon.
the awakened have the same responsibilities towards reality, taking care of that shit.
No.
Are you finished?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Because if you're done, I had a question to ask you. A very personal one. Is that what the demons told you?
Copernicus quietly
Just
thinks to
watches.
himself, is this the kind of question that she goes ahead and gives to patients on a couch?
He just watches. She was just like with this what?
Dude, by the fucking magic of fate, there's some popcorn and like fucking Dysnomia is just like munch, munch, munch,
She,
munch,
she
munch.
doesn't look mad. She actually looks as if she says, "These are convictions."
Solomon
Don't hog the popcorn.
How much is clear?
Solomon just leans in, elbows on his knees, looking directly to Zabanya, and just shakes his head, saying, "All I do know for sure is that people finding excuses to ditch their responsibilities are the best demon feed out there."
What fucking book are you getting all these responsibilities from?
Alice will hold up a finger. Point of order. If you thought arguing with the director would be a headache, she just lets it stand.
Solomon, using that logic, both you and I are excellent food for them. Which, to a certain degree, you may be correct. However, my follow-up question is, are these things that you believe that you should be doing, or things that you believe everybody should be doing?
I think they are things people who would give it true, honest, and deep thought would realize they should be doing, yes. I don't think people should be forced to start doing them, but I do think people should realize they should start doing them.
And here's the next thing. The only way that you are going to be able to convince people of anything en masse like that, short of something truly miraculous like all of the civil rights movements and such, would be through force. Unfortunately, people wouldn't want to follow your ideal, at least not universally.
Any one more person who's not screwing things up and fixing things instead gets us closer to stability. It doesn't need to be the whole world at once.
But the whole world would be the goal, yes?
Actually, if I'm spitballing, but if some 75% would be fixers, 25% would probably be fuck-ups and accounted for.
That's gonna make her tilt her head, and she'll say, "Accounted for how?"
Enough fixers to clean up their messes.
Would it not be tiring for a group of people to just fix a quarter of the planet's mistakes? A quarter of
Go ahead.
a high number.
So, what's the alternate stability you would propose then?
I don't know the answer to that. But I'm not necessarily saying that my way is better. I'm wanting to see how your way looks to you. I want to see your vision. I want to see your perspective.
Solomon, as I've told you before about Zabanya, she's an observer, which can be good or bad. I haven't seen her decide that something someone said is any way a heresy, like the Guardians are known to sometimes make people disappear for. If you have a thought or a view, she'll always listen.
He stands up. I meant not to spoil anyone's evening or interrupt the indeed necessary mental release that is the chit chat.
Oh, Solomon, please do not misunderstand. You're quite the opposite for me. I've enjoyed listening to you, and I've enjoyed talking to you.
He shrugs, looking over to Dysnomia. I don't know you. I don't know your life. I don't know your awakening. I know nothing of you. I just know it's dangerous when people say, I have no responsibility towards the reality around me.
She will just kind of smile at that and say, I never really said that I didn't have any responsibility. Because I wouldn't consider it a responsibility. Because saying it's a responsibility makes it sound like a chore. Barely wishing to do good, on the other hand. It's a lot better. But at the same time, regardless of having to be a good person or wishing to be a good person or having responsibilities or whatever, we also have one to ourselves. That is making sure that we're okay. How many people in the books and the stories and in the movies go insane and have mental breaks simply because the society around them held them to such high standards, like fixing reality. And they never ever got a chance or a moment to simply chill and relax and talk about stupid shit like cat behavior.
Solomon sits back down, but he's shaking his head. All those myths, they're sleeper myths. They're part of the lie. We can move things carefully, responsibly, farther from the lie. And I'm not saying we need to become broken robots, but that can't leave at least the back of our minds that we have been given this awakening.
At the end of the day, it's our responsibility to dictate what that direction is. If one person's direction is more free spirited than your more traditional stoic direction, it doesn't make it any less valid. Oh, look at me being serious and shit. Anyway, back to dick pics.
It looks good on you. But
Point of order, not all those myths are simply myths. Sometimes they go ahead and have a kernel of reflection of the supernal reality.
And
A
there, for
common argument.
example, and there, for example, is a good talk. Which myths are in sync with the supernal enough for us to take them into account?
Gear yourself up and practice some of that good old Christian virtue of discernment. Now that discernment is distinctly a Christian virtue, but it is a virtue that we can all go ahead and aspire to. Discernment. Figuring out what is true, what is false, and then following from there, what behavior we ought to do, and what behavior is acceptable, and what we ought to abstain from. These things are not definite with any one single moment or with any one single space, but are always flowing and free, much to goes ahead and puts his forehead in his hand, much to my own chagrin. In any case, at this time, in this place, I am late for a very, very important date. Pointing to Sonoma. Can you go ahead and escort me across town to the Carolina Park? I got a game to catch.
I mean, I'm not an Uber, but I guess I can break some traffic laws and get you there.
That's exactly what I'm hoping for.
You're paying for whatever bills I get, by the way, if I get like a ticket.
I accept these fines as
Sweet.
payment for my ill thought out plans.
I'll see you around the Ethereum.
Solomon discreetly speaks into the cuff of his right hand. Marks are leaving Point Alpha.
Aquarius will go ahead and give the hosting cabal a wave. Make a note of each one of them. Very, very simple. Very, very nondescript wave. He is the man in black. He is adopting this persona yet again.
Before Zabanya is going to say, by the way, I'd like my keys back.
They'll just kind of sigh.
Gotcha again. Goddamn.
Plus you weren't going to realize. Just slowly pull them out of their pocket and offer them back over to Sabanya.
Thank you. By the way, if you hotwire and steal my car anyway, I'll be able to find it and take it back.
That's fine. I'll still have your car, though.
Oh,
Until you come and get it back.
that's a hell of a first date.
Yeah.
The date.
On a positive note, Copernicus, Dysnomia, if you ever need the services of Through the Looking Glass Investigations, we do quite a bit of freelance, unaffiliated with the Concilium work.
Okay, give me a business card. Fly it at me. Because everybody has business cards these days.
Alice nods, reaches on her desk, and then will flick the card at him in a perfect arc. Though she wasn't aiming in no direction, she just kind of threw it without looking.
I like to believe that it goes ahead and flings in the air like a bit of cardboard sliding sideways, and Copernicus will go ahead and snap it in his grip, stuff it in his pocket.
Oh, some fancy shit you did there.
She looks over at Dysnomia and then looks at Copernicus, smiling.
Copernicus does not smile, but not because he is not grateful for the hospitality, but that's just because he is him.
Kind of just gives up a thumbs up. Oh, I wonder if I could, like, Gary Dresden this shit up and, like, hire someone to figure out, like, my murder after I hired someone to murder me.
I could likely do that, yes.
Why are you like this? Anyway.
Damn,
That's a word.
like, really happy. I don't know. I guess, like, give it a couple days. I'm pretty sure I'll be killed for what I said in here anyway. Or just killed in general. I'm very annoying.
You're not
I'm
annoying. You're just very yourself, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet.
And besides Dysnomia, the two people in this room who would ever be contracted to kill you, one of them has no interest, and the other one probably couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
I was
Copernicus is
Ooh.
currently
Sent
tapping the with the timepiece on his wrist and simply saying, "I only have time for one fool, and I've already got her."
Aw.
Alice grins. So don't worry. You're fine.
Oh, it's cute. Y'all think y'all the only one in this world.
That's
See?
that silver ladder life. It comes off in waves.
I mean, you
Oh.
kind of right though.
You're not able to tell. I'm a self-centered psychopath who thinks that the world revolves around me.
Oh yeah,
Walking away,
I'll be there in a moment.
walking away.
As they're just kind of like walking out backwards, they'll just kind of be like, "Oh, and Alice, I know you mentioned you were a curator earlier. I just want to let you know, technically, I'm an inquisitor, but I could be a curator if I wanted to. I got that status though." And just kind of walking out the door like it's gonna be good to see you. Bye.
All right. Bye,
Please take the
Dystonia.
job. I don't want it.
Emperor
I don't want it
protect.
either.
She bangs her fist onto the counter at that. Almost worked.
They'll just kind of say, "I really like taking shit a lot more than I like putting it on shelves."
That's fine. Emperor protects.
Copernicus goes ahead and shakes his head and simply says, "I swear to God, if the Warriors go ahead and win today, I will play many powers, some of which within that room." The Warriors
Copernicus.
being the away team at this game.
Copernicus.
Hmm?
Before you leave.
Yep,
Whiskey later?
absolutely. I would love to go ahead and pick your brain.
Delicious. And looking over at Solomon. I'll see you at the frat house sometime.
Mm-hmm. He also stands.
He'll give him a firm handshake.
By the way, Solomon, if one wishes to find or contact
Alice will give you anything you need to reach me.
sounds good.
A pleasure meeting you.
It was good seeing you again, Solomon. As soon as Solomon's gone, she looks at the others. Well, we're never going to get any business at this rate.
I like them.
They're fun. I like them a lot.
Alice just shakes her head at that. I'm going to get back to censor work if it kills me.
Aw, then you'll leave me and I'll be sad. You can't do that. At least not yet.
Why does every ladder say that? She says, head on the desk. You and Solomon are both the worst.
We are the best. Well, I'm the best.
I'll tell you what, I will kick it into high gear, and you know this means we may have to take shit cases like, is my husband cheating on me, or is there insurance fraud? We can do that.
Of course.
And I think that's a perfect place to end this. So, if anyone else has anything? No? Okay. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Have a good evening.